Al-Hajj, chapter of the pilgrimage. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the compassionate. O ye people, show piety towards your Lord. Verily, the quake of the hour is a mighty thing. On the day when you see it, every suckling female will forget what she has suckled, and every pregnant female will cast her burden, and one will think the people drunk, though they are not drunk, but the punishment of Allah is severe. Yet amongst the people are those who argue about Allah without knowledge, and follow any Satan rebellious, concerning whom it is written that whoever takes him as his patron, he will lead astray and guide to the punishment of the blaze. O ye people, if ye are in doubt about the praising, lo, we have created you from dust, then from a drop, then from a clot, then from a piece of flesh, formed or unformed, that we may make clear to you. We settle what we will in the wombs until a set time. Then we bring you forth. As infants, then we act so that ye may reach your maturity. Some of you die, and some of you are reduced in the most abject state of life, so that after having had knowledge, they know not a thing, and one sees the earth withered up. But when we send down water upon it, it stirs and swells and shoots up every beauteous kind of plant. That is because the law is the truth, and brings the dead to life, and over everything hath power. And because the hour is coming, there is no doubt of it, and because the law raiseth up those who are in the tombs. Yet amongst the people are those who argue about a law without knowledge or guidance, our light-giving book, turning the cold shoulder that they may lead astray from the way of Allah. For them is humiliation in this world, and on the day of resurrection we shall cause them to taste the punishment of the burning, and that is for what your hands have sent forward, and because Allah is not a wronger of his servants. And among the people are those who serve Allah shiftily. If good comes to them, they are content therewith, but if trial come upon them, they turn a somersault. They lose both this world and the hereafter. That is the manifest loss. Apart from the law, they call upon what neither injures nor profits them. That is going far astray. Assuredly, they call upon one more like to injure than to profit them. Surely bad is the patron, bad the comrade. Verily, Allah will cause those who have believed and wrought the works of righteousness to enter gardens through which the rivers flow. Verily, Allah doth what he willeth. If anyone thinks that Allah will not help him in this world, and in the hereafter let him reach up by some means to the heaven, then let him cut it and see if his stratagem will remove what enrages him. And thus have we sent it down in signs as evidences, and because Allah guideth whom he willeth. Those who have believed, those who have Judaized, the Sabaean, the Nasara, the Magians, and the polytheist, verily Allah will distinguish between them on the day of resurrection. Verily, Allah over everything is witness. Has not one considered that to Allah do obeisance whoever is in the heavens and whoever is in the earth, the sun, the moon, and the stars, and the mountains, and the trees, and the beasts, and many of the people, but due upon many is the punishment. Whom Allah treateth with contempt, there is none to honor. Verily Allah doeth what he pleaseth. Prostrate facing Mecca. These are two disputants who have contended about their Lord. As for them who have disbelieved, garments of fire have been cut for them, while from above their heads is poured hot water, by which what is in their bellies and their skins are melted, and for them are crooks of iron. Every time that for very anguish they wish to get out of it, they are thrust back into it and taste the punishment of the burning. Verily Allah causeth those who have believed and wrought the works of righteousness to enter gardens through which the rivers flow, in which they are adorned with bracelets of gold and with pearls, and in which their clothing is of silk. They have been guided to goodly speech, and they have been guided to the path of the praiseworthy. Verily, those who have disbelieved and turned others aside from the way of Allah and from the sacred mosque, which we have appointed for the people, equally for those continually about it, and for the stranger. Whoever wills in regard to it diversion from its purpose wrongfully, we shall give a taste of punishment painful. Recall when we made habitable for Abraham the place of the house. Do not associate anything with me, but purify my house for those who make the circuit, and for those who stand, and for those who bow, and for those who do obeisance, and proclaim the pilgrimage among the people. And let them come to thee on foot, or on any lean mount, coming from any deep defile, that they may be present at things of benefit to them, and make mention of the name of Allah on certain specified days over such beasts of the flock as he hath provided them with. So eat of their flesh and feed the hardly hit, the poor. Then let them make an end of their uncleanliness and fulfill their vows and perform the circuit of the ancient house. That at least, but if anyone shows respect to the things which Allah hath forbidden, it is good for him in his Lord's eyes. The cattle are allowable for you, except what is recited to you, so avoid the pollution of idols and avoid the profession of falsehood. As hanifs to Allah, what's the plural? Because as that is not the plural. Not associating anything with him. If anyone associates anything with Allah, it is as if he fell down from the heaven, and the birds snatched him away, or the wind swooped with him to a place remote. Ye have benefits from them up to a set time, then their destination is the ancient house. For every community we have appointed a pious rite, so that they should make mention of the name of Allah over such beasts of the flock as he hath provided them with. Your God is one God, so to him surrender yourselves. Give thou good tidings to the humble, whose hearts are filled with awe when Allah is mentioned, and who patiently endure what befalls them, and who observe the prayer, and of what we have provided them with. Give freely the sacrificial animals we have appointed to be amongst the manifestations of Allah for you, in which there is good for you, so make mention of the name of Allah over them, standing in rows. Then, when their sides quiver, eat of them, and feed the suppliant. Climate. Thus have we made them subject to you. Mayhap ye will be thankful. Neither their flesh nor their blood will reach unto Allah, but the piety on your part will reach him. Thus have we made them subject to you, that ye may magnify Allah on account of the guidance he hath given you. Give thou good tidings to those who do well. Verily Allah will ward off the enemies from those who have believed. Allah loveth not any unbelieving traitor. Permission is granted to those who fight because they have suffered wrong, those who have been expelled from their dwellings without justification, except that they say, our Lord is Allah. Verily to help them, Allah is able, but for Allah's warding off the people, some by means of others, hermitages and churches and oratories and places of worship in which the name of Allah was had in remembrance, would have been destroyed in numbers. Surely Allah will help those who help him. Allah is strong, sublime. Who, if we establish them in the land, will observe the prayer and pay the zakat, urge to what is reputable and restrain from what is disreputable. To Allah belongs the issue of the affair. If they disbelieve thee, well before them disbelieve the people of Noah and Ad and Thamud, the people of Abraham and the people of Lot, and those of Midian. Moses too was disbelieved. I forbore with the unbelievers, and I took hold of them. And what was the nature of my disapproval? How many a town have we destroyed in its wrongdoing, and it is now tumbled upon its supports? How many a ruined well and lofty castle have they not traveled about in the land, so as to have hearts to understand with and ears to hear with? For it is not the eyes which are blind, but blind are the hearts which are in the breasts. They seek to hurry thee with the punishment. Allah will not fail his promise, but a day with thy Lord is as 1,000 years of your accounting. How many a town did I forbear with in its wrongdoing? Then I took hold of it, and to me was the trend. Say, O ye people, I am simply for you a warner clear. For those who have believed and done the works of righteousness, there is forgiveness and a noble provision. But as for those who have striven in the matter of our signs to make them of no effect, they are the intimates of the hot place. We have not sent before thee any messenger or prophet, but when he formed his desire, Satan threw something into his formulation. So Allah abrogateth what Satan throws in, then Allah adjusteth his signs. Allah is knowing wise, that he may make what Satan has thrown in a test of those in whose hearts is disease, and those whose hearts are hard. Verily the wrongdoers are in schism far-reaching, and that those to whom the knowledge has been given may know that it is the truth from thy Lord, and believe in it, and so their hearts be submissive to him. Verily Allah is the guide of those who have believed to a straight path. Those who have disbelieved do not cease to be in doubt about it, until the hour comes upon them suddenly. Are there come upon them the punishment of a barren day? On that day kingly power will be in Allah's hands. He will decide between them, and those who have believed and wrought the works of righteousness will be in the gardens of delight. But those who have disbelieved and counted our signs false, for them is punishment humiliating. For those who have emigrated in the way of Allah and have afterwards been killed or have died, Allah will surely make a good provision. Verily Allah is the best of providers. He will surely give them an entrance with which they will be satisfied. Verily Allah is knowing, clement. That certainly, but if anyone retaliates with the same injury which has been done to him, and is then harshly treated, Allah will surely help him. Verily Allah is pardoning, forgiving. That is because Allah causeth the night to interpenetrate the day, and the day to interpenetrate the night, and because Allah heareth and observeth. That is because Allah is the truth, and because what they call apart from him is the false, and because Allah is the lofty, the great. Has not one seen that Allah hath sent down water from the heaven, and the earth becomes green? Verily Allah is gentle, well informed. To him belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. Verily Allah is the wealthy, the praiseworthy. Has not one seen that Allah has subjected to you what is in the earth, and the ship running in the sea by his command, and holdeth the heavens so that it falls not upon the earth, but by his permission? Verily Allah is with the people, kindly, compassionate. He it is who hath given you life, then he causeth you to die, then bringeth you to life again. Verily man is ungrateful. For each community we have appointed a pious rite, which they follow. Let them therefore not move thee to withdraw in the affair, but to summon to thy Lord. Verily thou art upon guidance straight. If they dispute with thee, say, Allah well knoweth what ye do. Allah will judge between you on the day of resurrection, in regard to that in which ye have been differing. Has one not learned that Allah knoweth what is in the heaven and the earth? Verily that is in the book. For Allah that is easy. They serve apart from Allah that for which he hath sent down no authority, and in regard to which they have no knowledge. The wrongdoers have no helper. When our signs are recited to them as evidence, thou recognizeth disapproval on the faces of those who have disbelieved. They almost rush upon those who recite our signs to them. Say, shall I announce to you something worse than that? The fire Allah hath promised to those who have disbelieved, a bad decision. O ye people, a parable is coined, so listen to it. Those whom ye call upon apart from Allah will not create a fly, even if they were to join together to do it. And if a fly were to snatch anything from them, they would not rescue it from it. Weak are the seeker and the sought. They do not ascribe to Allah his proper power. Allah is strong, sublime. Allah chooseth messengers from amongst the angels and from amongst the people. Verily Allah hears and observes. He knoweth what is before them and what is behind them, and to Allah are brought back all affairs. O ye who believe, bow into obeisance and serve your Lord, and do what is good. Mayhap you will prosper. Prostrate, glorifying, and supplicating. Strive for laws he is entitled to be striven for. He hath chosen you and hath not laid upon you any straitness in religion, the creed of your father Abraham. He hath named you Muslimin, both formerly and now. that the messenger might be a witness regarding you, and that ye might be witnesses regarding the people. So observe the prayer and pay the zakat, and lay fast hold upon Allah. He is your patron. What a patron, what a helper. And the zakat, of course, the main one is the 40th of your income that's been set aside for the year, that you've had the whole year, outside of what you need. And strive, jihad doesn't mean holy war, it means striving. So jihad in fi sabilillah is not killing in the name of, it's doing according to God's way, even if it's difficult. That's it. Of course, that's probably the most difficult thing in the world, right? And that fly bit, the fly bit's interesting because flies start to digest stuff before they pick it up. So, they send down their saliva or whatever you call it. And there are other animals that do that, and